Hopefully y'all having a powerful Friday, man. Staying peaceful, staying healthy, centered, balanced, all that good stuff, man. Tapping into the mental and the physical health. Hopefully y'all exercised. Hopefully y'all ate the fruits and the veggies, drinking the water, getting the proper rest, meditating, journaling, reading, all that good stuff, man. I hope y'all got about 40, 45 minutes to chop it up with the kid, because that's about the amount of time that I have before I got to make my moves and head back on up to this gym. Y'all see the subject matter for the day, man. We talking about leaving toxic relationships, toxic situations in the past, man. Montel, peace, what's happening? What's the word? How we living and feeling? How we living and feeling on this wonderful Friday? Javon, peace, what's happening? What's the word? Evan, peace, what's happening? Everything is good, man. Everything is smooth my way. Business is good. Life is good, man. We just keeping it. Hey, we focused on elevation. Everything is cool, man. Everything is good. Glad to see everybody doing good. Colleen, peace, what's happening? Chris, my brother, let's get it. Say a year away. Let's get it. That year gonna fly by, as we know. Kingra, peace, what's happening? What's the word? Beast by Bless Zone now. What's happening, my brother? What's happening? What's the word? How everybody living and feeling? We talking about leaving them toxic situations, relationships in the past, man. A lot of people get consumed by getting played in the past, man. You gotta be able to, you gotta learn how to accept your L, man, and keep it pushing and keep focusing on your elevation and just bossing up out here, man. You cannot let revenge consume your heart, man, because that just comes back to harm you. That comes back to harm you. Ashley, what's happening? What's happening? Yeah, them toxic relationships from back in the day, you got played, boom, we got to learn how to keep it pushing. We got to learn how the best revenge is to just elevate and improve ourselves. That's the best revenge at the end of the day. That's the best. Don't get any better than that. Don't get any better than when you left a situation and it wasn't on the best of terms, when that person see you not even worried about them and you just out here elevating and bossing up. There's no better revenge than that. No better revenge than that. Like that's going to make that person more salty than if you went out and caused some physical harm to them. They might actually like that, because that mean that in their eyes, when you go out there and you do some physical harm or physical damage to their property or to them, like you occupying or they occupying space in your mind, we can't give them that. So when you was in a situation and you got played, man, keep it pushing, boss up. They gonna feel some type of way about that. They gonna feel salty because they want to feel like you need them, And once they realize that you don't, they're like, oh, snaps. They gonna start feeling real salty. Real salty. Cedric, what's happening? Peace, JB. Peace, what's happening? Sneaky, what's going on? Oh, yeah, actually, for sure. Yeah, we definitely know. This is definitely your language right here. Oh, Goddess Isis, yeah. Hey, self-mastery, for sure, 100%. Like, again, like I said, I didn't did my dirt in the past, relationship-wise. I done had weird things done to me. But one thing I never did was sit around with just envy and hatred and all that type of stuff in my heart for a person that did me dirty. Because at the end of the day, like I said, they gonna see me shine. They gonna see me improve. They gonna see me elevate. That's how I've always been. Man, I'm not about to sit here and think about how you did me dirty years after it happened and let that cause my health to decline. I'm not about to give you that power. I'm not about to give you that power. I'm not about to give you that strength. I'm not about to think about you like that, man. You gonna look up, you gonna find me on social media, or you gonna see me in real life, and you gonna see that I'm out here flourishing. And that's gonna make you feel terrible. That's gonna make you feel terrible. The fact that I don't have to reach out to you, the fact that I'm not concerned about you, that will make you feel terrible. So people gotta understand that science, man. Somebody did you dirty, trust me. Their dirt is going to come back. It's going to come back. Boomerang effect, karma, cause and effect, consequences, whatever phrase or concept that you subscribe to, it will happen to a person. There's nobody out here doing dirt like that, doing other people dirty, and nothing comes back to them. Come on now. So again, I don't have to listen. If you do me dirty, I don't have to wish harm your way. I don't have to listen. I don't have to wish harm your way. I don't have to hope something bad happens to you. I don't have to do any of that. I don't have to do any of that. You did me dirty. You gonna have to deal with those consequences, player. I'm gonna keep it pushing because the moment I let that envy and all of that occupy my mind, occupy my heart, then that's what I'm gonna receive. That's the energy I'm gonna receive. Those the environments that I'm gonna manifest. I got envy. I got hatred in my heart. I got envy and hatred in my mind. Guess what? If that's the energy that's occupying my heart, if that's the energy that's occupying my mind, that's the energy that's going to grow around me. So nah, I'm not about to do that. You're not about to cause me to attract negative situations to myself because you did me dirty. No, I'm going to make you deal with your consequences. And the best way to make somebody deal with them consequences is not worry about them and focus on self-improvement, self-mastery, elevation. That's what I'm going to do. That's what they say, the best revenge is success. Like that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Shakir, Miami, peace, what's happening? Oh, sneaky for sure. Oh yeah, Chris, hey, anyway, we appreciate it, you know? Hey, we always appreciate the support, my brother, for sure. But yeah, that's the way, listen, because I know it's a lot of people, man, that's out here that cannot get past getting played. It's a lot of people out here right now that then got played, some foul things that happened to them, and they upset, rightfully so, but they can't let it go. That's the problem. Yeah, it's natural to be upset if something like that happens to you initially, but let it ride, man. Let it ride. Let it come. Let it go. Don't hold on to that. Don't hold on to that resentment, to that anger, to that envy. Don't hold on to it. Don't stop it and hold on to it and cling it. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Shantae, Peace Queen, what's happening? That's what tends to happen. Again, somebody did you dirty. That's on them. That's on that. Be glad that you found out. It's some people getting played right now that don't even know they getting played or still don't know they getting played. Been with a person, and my brother Chris, appreciate that. Appreciate that cash out. And it's some people in relationships right now that's getting played that have no idea. So be thankful that you found out you got played. You know what I'm saying? Be thankful. Be like, man, I found out this person was playing me. I'm grateful that I ain't got to waste any more time with such and such. Thank you. You know, now I can move on with my life. You know, it was in the back of my mind. Now it got confirmed. So now I can move on with my life. Opposed to this person over here getting played and they have no idea. They have no clue. So be grateful, man. We got to take, as my lesson say, as they taught me, you got to take the best part of everything. We got to take the best part of everything, man. So when you in a situation like that and somebody treating you foul and you done found out some things and they done played you, take the best part. What's the best part? That you found out. And you don't have to waste any more time. That's the best part of that, man. You found out. The true colors were revealed. The truth, the cream, it rose to the top. You know, it rose to the top. So you was able to see the truth. You was able to see the truth. You was able to see the true colors. Now you can make a decision accordingly without you having to guess, without you having to try to figure things out, dig and do research. The truth was revealed. It's a revelation. The revealing of the truth. That's what a revelation is. So we're going to reveal this truth. So when the truth is revealed, when that revelation is revealed to you, it's like, all right, cool. Now I ain't got to waste any more time with this individual. Thank you. That's the best part. Don't sit around just angry with them. Don't even do it. Don't even get, like, for real. Don't even give them that energy. Don't even give them that energy. They ain't even worth all that. They did you dirty. They not worth that. They not even worth that, man. So keep it pushing, man. Elevate. Elevate. Go work out. Focus on yourself. You know, build some businesses. You know, build your wealth up. Build your income up. Get another stream of income. You know, start reading more. Anything. Anything that will lead to self-elevation or self-mastery. Indulge. Embrace it. Do not be consumed by that hatred, man. Do not be consumed by that envy, that animosity. And I see it. I see it often, man. I see it often. Man, we cannot allow that to consume us because that only hurts you in the long run. That only hurts you. When you sit around and you just consuming hatred, what do you think comes from that? Again, we can break everything down to like diet. If you just consume a bunch of toxic foods, what happens to your health? So what you think can happen to you if you consume toxic thoughts? You know, thoughts of hatred, envy, animosity. What do you think will happen to your health? If that's the main premise of your thoughts. Hatred, animosity, envy. There is no way that you can have a healthy body nor a healthy mind if those are your main thoughts. So if you just sitting around thinking about somebody in a negative light all day, like that's gonna wreak havoc on your body. That's gonna wreak havoc on your mind. That's all that's gonna happen. Don't have time for that. We need your listen. When a person does you dirty and they leave you, and then they see your health decline again, you empowering them. They like, yeah, see, I told you needed me. No, don't give them that power. Let your health improve. You know, when that person leaves, or when you leave that person and they see your health increasing or improving, that lets them know, hey, they didn't need me. Matter of fact, I was holding them back. I was holding them down. That's what you need to give them to realize. And the only way to do that, don't pay them no mind. For real, because what are they really worth? What are they really worth? If they listen, they obviously didn't view you in a high light if they played you. So why would you give them, listen, why would you give them the honor of occupying that space? Occupying that time in your mind, man. Nah, we not gonna do that, man. Stop doing that. Like, yeah, she played you, he played you, but yeah, you survived it. And you have a chance to keep on pushing and keep on moving. Like they say in business, man, before you go in business, before you take risks, they always tell you to ask yourself, what's the worst case scenario? You know, and a lot of times when you think about the worst case scenario, it's not as bad as we tend to think. You got to do the same in these situations. What was the worst case scenario? Like, oh, they played me. I found out. Oh, it hurt my feelings a little bit. Worst case scenario. Boom. Now I can keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. Keep it pushing, man. It ain't that deep out here, man. It ain't that deep. We be making these people too powerful out here, man. We be making these trash individuals too powerful by feeding them, man. Feeding them that energy in regards to our thoughts. Come on now. Rika Peace, what's happening? You say being challenged in life is inevitable. Being defeated is optional. Oh, yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to be challenged. And you're going to be challenged a lot of times in relationships. I only know a select few that got it right the first time in regards to relationships. You know, I don't know many that got it right the first time. Don't know many. And then when people even feel like they got it right, there are still obstacles within that. You know, so again, man, that's a part of life, you know. It's a big old part of life. Big old part of life, man. So when you go into these situations, man, stop viewing things as like a waste of time, yo. It ain't no waste of time, man. It ain't no waste of time at all. You dealt with a person, they played you. That don't mean you wasted your time. So don't view it as such. You didn't waste your time. You learned something. Because guess what? The person that played you, he's not the only person, or she's not the only person that's built that way. So you just learned a character, like a person, like a character. Guess what? There are 1,000 other people. There are thousands of other people just like this person that played you. So now you know what to look for. You know, so again, that's not a waste of time. You able to break down an individual. You like, all right, last time I was played by an individual that had the same mannerisms, the same traits. Now you know what to look for. If you just view it as a waste of time, that same type of person can come back in your life and play you again. And that's what tends to happen when you don't learn from these situations. You open the door for that same type of person to come back in your life and do the same exact thing that the previous person did. And that's what be happening a lot of times, man. That's what be happening a lot of times, man. You not learning from your situation. You not analyzing and breaking this person down. So then the next person that you get with reflects that exact individual. because you're not taking the time out to learn. You think it was just a waste of time instead of you taking the lessons from it. Like, nah, the lesson is to study this person, study their traits so you can identify that and not fall for that again and not allow that person back in your life. And that person will come back into your life in many forms. So best believe the individual that plays you, they may not specifically come back in your life. But guess what? A person that has similar traits and characteristics of that person will come back in your life if you allow it, if you don't study them, if you don't do the knowledge to them, you know, if you don't break down their traits. So yeah, their twin will come back in your life because it was something about those traits that reeled you in. So you got to break this stuff down. You got to ask yourself, why was I attracted to this person that played me? What traits drew me in? You got to be able to identify these things, man, so you can prevent it from happening in the future. That's the reason why you went through it. You went through it so you won't go through it again. But you got to learn from it in order to not go through it again. And that's where people make the mistake. They don't learn from these situations. Chris, for sure. You already know. I don't too much ask for it at all, you know. But hey, all donations are appreciated, you know, for sure. But yet, you gotta break a person down, man, because it was something that drew you to that person. And if you don't break it down and identify it, those same traits gonna reel you in from somebody else. Same exact traits gonna reel you back in because you're not able to identify what it was about this individual that played you that reeled you in. So now you're gonna fall for the same old okie doke from another random person. And the cycle will continue to repeat itself until you decide to learn. That's the part of life, learning. The moment you stop learning, that's when you die. You can apply this to everything. You got to learn about everything. Again, you can learn from anything and everything. You can learn from any and everybody. But you got to learn, like, you got to do that. You got to make it a priority to pull a lesson from the situation, from the person. Most people do not make that priority. Most people don't do that. They choose to ignore the lesson. And that's how you repeat the same mistakes, man. When you was in school and you took a test and you got your results back, or let's say you took a practice test and you got the results back from the practice test, and the practice test is showing you the problems that you got wrong. Well, if you don't address those problems that you got wrong, when you take the real test, you're going to get the same exact problems wrong. And your score will not improve. So if you got a 70%, if you got 7 out of 10, and you didn't study those 3 questions that you answered wrong or incorrectly, then when you take that same test again, you're going to get a 7 out of 10. The name of the game is to get the 10 out of 10. So make the improvements. That's why you took the practice test in the first place. But most people say, oh, the 7 out of 10 is good enough for me. I ain't about to study the 3 I got wrong. A C is good. That's our approach to life. Oh, C is good. 7 out of 10 is cool. I don't need a 10 out of 10. I'm cool with this 7 out of 10. I don't want to study these questions. I don't want to study these questions that I got wrong. Nah, not me. Let me study those 3 that I got wrong. Let me see what I did wrong. Because obviously, the 7 out of 10, I got that figured out. Let me figure this 3 out of 10 out. Let me figure this 3 out. Let me figure the 3 out that I got wrong. Let me figure that out. So then when I take the actual test, now I have improved. So therefore my test score will improve. You got to maneuver through life like that, man. Life is one big old test, man. And a lot of us are failing. And some of us we cool with it. We cool with that failing grade. We cool. Are we cool with that little D we got in life? Nah, 65, I'm passing. I'm cool with it. We ain't doing anything to improve that score. We cool with it. Yeah, a little C minus. I got a little 70. That's cool. I ain't really trying to, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to go beyond that. I ain't trying to rise above that. I don't need to be a B+ student. I don't need to be an A+ student. We not tapping into our potential, man. We afraid, man. We afraid to do that. We afraid to uncover these things, man. We afraid to unravel these things about ourselves. Like, come on. Ray, not at all. And Akuma, test are solutions. When you take a test, the test gives you questions that have answers, and the answers to the questions on the test are the solutions. But if you get things wrong and you don't go back and study the questions that you got wrong, then you're not solving anything and you're not improving. But yeah, a test in and of itself is filled with the solutions. You know, a test is Q&A. I ask you a question, there's an answer. You get the answer wrong, boom, got to go back and see why you got that wrong. And therefore, that's the solution. So when you take a test and you get a 40%, you got to see why you got that 40. You know, and that's life. You know, if life is tearing you up, then your percentage is low. So you got to figure out, man, why is life doing me like this, man? What's happening? Let me increase my percentage. Let me increase my grade in life right now. I feel like I'm at a 67 out of 100. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm in a 67 out of 100. You know, let me get up to this 100. And Ray, for sure, we ain't talking about, you know, we was making an analogy. You know, we ain't actually talking about those tests that we know are rigged. We talking about in the perfect world we designed the test to where we know it ain't benefiting one side. But yeah, for sure, their test definitely rigged 100%. You know, Kwame, peace, what's happening? But yeah, man, if life is getting the best of you, got to say, man, I'm at a 67 in life right now out of 100. Man, hold on, let me improve this. Let me study myself some more. Let me figure some things out. Let me make some improvements. Let me make some adjustments. Again, that's what life is about. That's what life is about. You know, and a lot of times, man, when people, and I done seen it, man, I done been there, done that. A lot of times, man, when we get in relationships and they fail and it fails tragically or terribly, a lot of people don't really make improvements. Because one of the reasons why we don't tend to make improvements is the accountability factor. We don't think that we played a role in the failure of their relationship. So we just blame the other people. So when you do that, then you feel like you don't need to improve. That's the problem. You know, that's why a lot of people go from relationship to relationship and they made not one improvement, not one adjustment, because they feel like it's everybody else's fault. Like, nah, man, you played a role in that. Your role that you played could be your choice. Discernment. So improve your discernment. If you feel like while you are in the relationship, you did everything to the best of your abilities, then now it's discernment. So let's work on discernment. Let's work on discernment. Let's work on better, like, picking, better choosing. Let's work on that. Kwame, man, the best way, like, is through social media, like Instagram, Facebook. Just look me up by name. I don't know if you following me on any of those joints, but look me up by name and just shoot me a message, man. That's the best way to really contact your boy. But yeah, man, too many people jump from a situation to situation and don't make one adjustment, one improvement. You can't do that, man. You cannot go from if you go from a relationship and then jump into another relationship and you the same exact person, you setting yourself up for failure, man. You setting yourself up for failure. Setting yourself up. You're not even supposed to be the same person you were a week ago. You're not supposed to be the same person you were 2 days ago. Let alone from the last relationship to your next one. You're not supposed to be the same person, man. In some way, shape, or form, you're supposed to have made some type of changes in your life for the better. So if you going from all these situations, man, all these relationships, and you remain in the same, like that's terrible. That's not how evolution works. That's not how elevation works. That's terrible. Something about you can improve. And that's on a week-to-week basis, on a day-to-day basis, man. But a lot of times people going from relationship to relationship and don't make any adjustment. Like, come on now. Come on now. Tony, peace, what's happening? Rika, exactly. Like, knowing your blind, man, knowing your weaknesses. Like, just admitting these weaknesses, man. Like, seriously. And what's crazy is sometimes your strength can be your weakness. You know, we gonna drop that jewel. It sounds like an oxymoron, man, but sometimes your strength can be your weakness. And a lot of people don't even be realizing that, man. You know, you might be looking at something like, you might be saying like, man, my strength, I'm a loving person, or I'm kind-hearted. Man, that could be your weakness too. That could be your downfall. That could be your downfall. So you got to be able to look at that. You got to be able to look at a situation and say, all right, man, being nice, being kind, that's my strength. That's what I feel like makes me a good partner. But then this relationship didn't work. Was it because I was too kind? Was it because I was too loving? That's a thing, man. That's a thing. So we got to understand that. See, we be thinking, man, listen, you could be too loving. That is a thing, man. You might have been too, listen, you might have been moving in a way to where it didn't, like, that person, that wasn't the way that person needed to be loved, yo. You know, so you gave it the way you felt like that person needed, but that wasn't necessarily what the person needed. You know? So again, you got to be able to assess the situation like that. CEO Peace, what's happening? Oh, Chris, for sure, 100%. Hey, I just started dealing with two new, like a client, like some clients here, a couple. And this was my second day dealing with them. And that was the first thing she said. You know, she complimented me on my customer service instantly. You know, so contrary to what people may think, very approachable, man. Very approachable, man. Very respectable. All of that, man. Nothing but good vibes. I just tend to keep to myself, you know. That's it. But if the vibes are cool with me, man, I'm cool, man. I ain't got no problems. But if you come to me with some funny business, you gonna instantly feel that vibe. Like, if it's somebody that just zaps my energy, you gonna instantly, people gonna notice it. It's hard for me to hide that. Like, when somebody bothers me internally, I don't know how to hide that. You know, it's like my energy just leaves my body when that person enters the situation. Montel, what you say? Can your weaknesses be your strength as well? I can see that can actually be a situation also. That can actually be a situation. And a prime example of that, I would say one of my weaknesses is that, like as far as just in general in life, is that I overthink. But at times that's a strength. You know, at times when I do overthink, that leads to me avoiding disastrous situations because I was overthinking. So at times, what you view as your weakness can play to your strengths as well. So most definitely, you can always flip them. But a lot of people, Joel, peace, what's happening? What's happening? Oh, Chris, for sure. Hey, listen, I'm gonna be honest. A lot of the game I got, some of the game, whatever little game y'all think I got, a lot of it came from me just analyzing people around. Y'all know I'm the youngest child. So my whole life I done been around, like I done hung around an older crowd. I done just had to. Sharing rooms with my brother, me and my brother 10 years apart, you know? So, man, I've been analyzing situations from my elders for a very long time in life. You know, so I pick up a lot of my, whatever y'all call it, game, information, knowledge, jewels, whatever, from just analyzing my elders around me. For sure. That's where I picked up a lot from. I'm analyzing, like, boy, don't let me go down south to Mississippi and sit with my grandfather. Boy, that's it. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna listen to what he got to say. I pick up a lot of game from, man. Whether it's them telling me something directly or I'm just analyzing what they doing. And when I say pick up game from them, I mean I'm also analyzing their mistakes. I'm learning what not to do because I'm watching what my peoples are doing wrong. I say, man, my cousin talking to this type of, she ain't looking, I ain't finna do that. I ain't finna put myself in that situation. I seen it happen to my cousin. I ain't going. You know, so I move like that. I'm learning from everything. I'm always observing situations. That's part of being an introvert. You observant. You know, so I'm observing situations. I'm learning what to do and what not to do. I'm seeing, okay, all right, this how bro moving. All right, yep, I ain't with it. So I'm not gonna move like that. So I be tapped in. I be tapped in everything. Man, I'll be tapped into like a little baby or something that can't even speak properly. I'm tapped in. I'm about to learn something. You know, I'm in learn mode all the time. And again, that could be a weakness and a strength. So you know what I'm saying? Some days it's a strength Some days that could be a weakness because I'm always trying to learn. I'm always trying to learn, man, straight up. To me, it's fun, man. It's fun to take a lesson from something. I'm like, damn, man, what y'all thought was just insignificant, I straight took a jewel from it. That's powerful to me. That's fun. So I'm always trying to find meaning in something. And that's, to me, that's beautiful. To other people, you think it's too deep. Nah, like, to me, I'm good. Like, that's normal. Chris say, where Torenzo at? Oh, buddy. Yeah, that's funny. Sharif and Peace, what's that? A mastermind. Peace, what's the word? All right, for sure. Montel, yeah, exactly. And I attribute that to just, man, we learning. We watching. Unfortunately, like, when you the oldest, like, you gotta go through life and you gotta take the L. You gotta take all these L's because you trial and error because you the first one. So by that time, I'm able to watch everybody. I'm able to see how everybody moving. I'm able to see what they doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm able to see. I'm like, all right, yeah, I ain't doing that. I ain't finna do that one. All right, this look like that's stressful. I ain't doing that. That's all I was doing. I was young. I'm looking at what the decisions my elders. I'm like, okay, yeah, they look stressed out doing that. They look stressed out being with that type of person. They look stressed out. So I don't want to do that. So hey, shout out to the elders that paved the way. Shout out to the elders that, hey, made the mistakes so that I can learn. Shout out to y'all, man. For sure. And now I'm playing that role for the young G's beneath me. I'm committing errors so y'all can learn what not to do. Hopefully y'all paying attention. Oh, Tony, for sure. For sure, man. And it's crazy. Man, I got an event Sunday where I gotta chop it up with the youth. We getting active out here, man. And they need to see it. They need to see more relatable brothers that ain't turning their noses up at them, that's out here doing things other than trapping and whatnot. We could have easily been doing that, but we chose other paths, man. And yeah, it ain't necessarily easy, but it's beautiful. It ain't necessarily easy. Corporate America ain't gonna hand us anything, but hey, it's still beautiful though. They can't take this away from me. Like, yeah, they can get rid of these platforms, man, but they can't take away the impact that we having out here. They can't take away that. They can't do it. We out here, we out here making moves. We out here inspiring the youth. Contrary to what people believe out here, man, like, lives are being changed. It ain't all bad out here, man. Lives are being changed. Some of these platforms, man, some of these young bulls are tapped in. Some of these young bulls, man, their lives are changing by tapping in. Kwame, what you say? You say you at rock bottom right now? Hey, whatever happened to you, Kwame, you ain't even got to build on what happened, because that could be a trigger. But whatever happened to you, my brother, you have lived through it to type about it. So it's natural, it's normal to be angry, upset by whatever happened to you. But at the end of the day, don't stop it. Don't cling to it. Let it come and go like every other thought in life. Let it come and go like every other thought in life. Whatever happened to you, man, you done survived it. You able to type right now. You able to tap into this stream right now. So life is not all bad. You survive that situation. Yes, you can be angry. Yes, you can be frustrated. That's normal. But don't make it permanent, though. And it's not really going to be permanent. Just let it come and go. Stop clinging it, man. Stop clinging it. Stop clinging to that emotion. Stop clinging to that feeling. When you stop clinging, when you release all of that, you going to notice. Comes and it goes. Like, that's life, man. That's life. We going to get hit with a ton of different feelings and emotions every day. It only becomes a problem when you stop that one emotion. When you stop the emotion of anger and you cling to it, that is when it becomes a problem. Anger itself is not necessarily a problem if you allow it to run its course and you channel it in proper directions. But when you stop it, consume it, don't release it, don't let it die, all of that, it's going to ferment. It's going to rot inside of you. And that's how disease happens, man. That's how disease happens, man. That's how an imbalance happens. So we can't cling to that thought. We can't cling to those feelings and emotions. Let them come, let them go. Because that's what they naturally would do anyway. That's what they naturally would do. So be one with nature in this instance, man. So yeah, be angry and frustrated for the time being. Ride it out. You know, be angry, be frustrated. That's normal, that's natural. But then tomorrow you're gonna wake up and you might feel better. Ride that out too. Don't go back to thinking about how you was feeling today. That's how you do it. So this ain't no overly positive thinking method. Nah, allow yourself to be frustrated. Allow yourself to be angry. Let it run its course. Let it do what it's gonna do. It ain't gonna last forever, man. It ain't gonna last forever. You ain't gonna be sitting with those thoughts forever. Man, in an hour from now, you might see something that make you laugh. Right now, you watching something that's probably making you think a little bit. So the feeling going right now. You know what I'm saying? Like the feeling going right now. It's going right now, my brother. Like straight up. Antonio, peace, what's happening? Like it's going right now. You tapping in right now is eliminating that feeling and emotion. Right now. Straight up. Yeah, sneaky for sure. And one thing about moving on that I've learned, it ain't even a situation to where you totally forget what happened to you. Like, yeah, you remember what happened. But the thing about moving on is just coping with what happened to you, viewing it in a different light. So yeah, what happened to you still sits with you. You still remember what happened, but you got a different perspective towards it. You know, so now you able to live with it better, on better terms, because you have a different perspective towards what happened to you. You went through it because of X, Y, and Z. You no longer feel like a victim. You know what I'm saying? You don't feel like a victim. Like, man, this happened to me so I can come out victorious, and I did. And or I will. You know, so you went through this not to be a victim, but to be a champion. You know, so you went through a situation for you to conquer that and come out on top and be victorious. That's what it's about. Victory, victorious. Goldie, peace, what's happening? Akuma, yeah, for sure. Always focus on the breathing, man. When things get rough, focus on that breathing. Take it back inward. You know, that's what they tell you to do. That's what they tell you to do. Tap in. Tap into the breathing. Tap into the breaths. That solves a lot of problems. That solves a lot of problems for sure. You know, but hey, allow yourself to feel some type of way, man. That's cool. Just don't cling to it. That's it. Just see how long these feelings really last, man, when you don't really just stop them, man. When you just allow them to run their course, man. They don't last as long as y'all think. Seriously, man. When you allow things to come and go, like when you sit in silence, right? And you close your eyes and you just allow your thoughts to come and go, just see how that actually happens, man. It might be a thought that makes you angry, man, and 2 minutes later you thinking about something that makes you happy. When you don't stop these thoughts, man. Like straight up, man, they do not last that long. They do not last long. So just let it run its course, man. You ain't gonna be sad. You ain't gonna be frustrated forever, man. Like I said, you might tap into some 2 hours from now that got you cracking up, laughing, tears. You know what I'm saying? Got you in tears, man. Just laughing hard, you know. So that's how it is. It fluctuates. Just allow them to do that though. Sneaky for sure. 100%. 100%, man. So again, don't view yourself as a victim. Don't do that. Don't place yourself in that light. Don't view yourself as a victim, man. View yourself as a champion. View yourself as somebody that's about to be victorious. That's it. We ain't victims, man. We victorious. That's literally it. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time to be no victim. I got time to be victorious, though. That's how I'm looking at life. Forget all that victim talk. I'm victorious. So whatever I went through, I'm coming out on top. And whoever caused that damage to me, they gonna be the victim at the end of the day of their own negative energy. So they gonna have to deal with that. Kwame, what you say? 3 years? Shorty wasn't loyal to me. She was loyal to her needs. So selfish, huh? Soon as her needs changed, so did her loyalty. Hey, be grateful that it was 3 years, man, and you learned your lesson. 3 years. Hey, some people be in situations for 23 years and have to wait to find that out. You know, so be grateful that you found out in 3 years. Now you know what to look for. Now you know when you see somebody that's dedicated to, that's loyal to their needs. So now when you see that instantly, it's like now you know how to handle that. Now you know what to look out for. Good times. What's happening? Kingra for sure. Now you know what to look out for. What they say, red flag. You was dealing with somebody that was loyal to her needs. So now you know, okay, when her needs change, the loyalty will. You already know it. You got the seed planted because you done been through it. So be grateful that it was 3 years, not 23. So now you got the jewel, man. You got the jewel now. Like, okay, now I know what to look for in a person that's overly loyal to their needs. Now I know what can happen. Now I know how this can unfold. Proceed with caution. If I do choose to proceed with that person again, with that type of person again, now I know how this situation can end for me. So proceed with caution. Or I could just not proceed and say, nope, you showing me the same traits of the chick that I was with for 3 years. I'm good. Which that'd be the option that I would rock with. We ain't going for that again. We ain't going for it again. Forget all that. So be grateful that it was 3 years. I know people that didn't marry 10, 15, 20 just for them to end it on some stuff that they wish they would have saw 2 or 3 years into the situation. Come on now. Mastermind for sure. Only going up from there. Michael, for sure, you already know. That's what we got. We got to speak the positive energy into the brothers. We got to speak the positive energy into the sisters. We got to do it. Doreen, peace, what's happening? Michael, what you say? My girlfriend of 10 years left me for another guy. And there you go. True colors revealed. Thank you for the lesson. And the chick that did that, boy, what they say about karma, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know that. She gonna have to deal, that energy that she gonna have to deal with, that's gonna come back to her, is gonna be terrible. You know, so that's unfortunately for her, she gonna have to deal with the consequences of that, because that's 10 years of her basically living a lie. So she got to deal with, that's a ton of bad energy that's gonna come back on her. That's a ton of bad energy. That's a ton of bad energy. So you reap what you sow. You know, so Miami, bro, you focus on yourself. Again, that's gonna be the best revenge. I'm gonna elevate. I'm gonna be successful, and she just gonna have to unfortunately deal with her consequences. She gonna have to reap what she has sown, and that ain't gonna be a pleasant experience for her. It's gonna be all messed up when the other guy that she left you for is do the same thing to her. That's gonna be messed up, because that's what's pretty much gonna happen. And she gonna come crying back to you because she realized she had something good, and you gonna be moved on with your life. That's what's gonna happen. They gonna realize what they had, then try to come back to it, and you gonna be like, nope, I'm good, left on red. You know, and she gonna be in an all bad situation. I already know how I go. Miss Nia, peace, what's happening? Stardine, peace, what's happening? Oh, Stardine, lesson. Facts, you know, lesson. That's the word for the day. Lesson. Everything. Lesson. You take the lesson out of everything. We ain't no victims. Michael, for sure. Chris, what you say? My ex cheated on me for a 40-year-old still want to be rapper. Fail. Yeah, he was exciting at the time, but look where I'm now. Exactly. And trust me, she see where you at now. You know that. But she see where you at now. She like, dang. They always tapped in. So when a person do you like that, they always listen. When you start succeeding in life, they know it. They see it. They snaps. Miami Soldier doing good out here. She see it. She know exactly how you moving. She know exactly how you doing. Mastermind, exactly. That's the jewel right there. You got time to work on yourself. But what happens though? A lot of people don't A lot of people don't take advantage of that time and they jump right into a new relationship. No, that relationship failed for you to take some time out for yourself and get yourself together and in order. That is why that happened. Not for you to jump into a new relationship the next week. Give yourself time to digest everything properly and make adjustments and improvements upon yourself. That is what you must do when something does not work. But people are so dependent upon relationships that they don't know how to do that. Like, man, if something just went down, if I was in something for 3 years and it didn't work, why would I look for a relationship next week? No, I'm gonna give myself some time, man. I need to embrace this time. I spent 3 years with somebody and it didn't work. Let me take time to myself. Because I dedicated 3 years to a person and look where that got me. So let me dedicate some time to myself and see where that gets me. King, exactly. Like that's what I did. I'm watching other people's relationships and I'm learning. I'm like, all right. Okay, this is how you move. This is how you don't move. I'm learning. I learn from everybody. I learn from everybody's relationships. I learn from my parents' marriage. I learn from everything. Grandparents. I'm watching all of this. I'm like, hey, I'm watching all of this. Akuma, yes, sir. A wise man learns from others' mistakes and they learn from other successes as well. So not only am I gonna learn from your mistakes, but I'm gonna learn from what you were successful doing. I'm gonna learn from that. Like, let me try that out. I saw my grandfather do this. He succeeded. Let me see if it worked for me. I saw my pops do this. He succeeded. Let me see if it worked for me. So I'm gonna learn from your failures, but then I'm gonna also learn from your successes as well. I'm gonna see if what worked for you works for me, and if it don't, what's the worst that can happen? I just try something else. That's it. Like, always ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? Trust me, it's not as bad. When you say, all right, if I do this, what's the worst that can happen? It's not gonna be that bad. It's not gonna be as bad as we tend to make it. When you ask yourself, man, what's the worst that can happen? I'm always asking myself that, man, what's the worst that can happen if I do X, Y, and Z? The severity is not really that crazy ever. Chris, what you say? You say, you know, I love my sisters, but a white girl I grew up with just shot her shot at me. I'm on edge. Hey, proceed with caution. You know what I'm saying? Proceed with caution. We ain't gonna disown you, brother Chris. Proceed with caution, though. You know how you know what I'm saying? You know how I feel about it. Proceed with caution. I have my trust issues will not allow me to be on edge with that side. But hey, you do whatever you do. You do whatever you feel comfortable doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna see you, and when I see you, we still gonna build. Like, at the end of the day, we still gonna build. We ain't gonna look at you like, come on. Definitely would love for you to be with the sisters though. But hey, TR Peace, what's happening? Mastermind for sure. For sure. Yeah, that fuel, that is definitely fueling me, you know, for sure. Stardeem, you say, and this is a good question. You say, how aligned do you think partners must be in terms of culture or mindset? Very aligned. Culture, mindset, very aligned, yo. Feel like they have to be very aligned. Gotta at least have the same principles or something, man. Hey, we at least gotta be in the same, like, I'm almost wanting to say we at least gotta be on the same chapter. I was about to say we gotta be in the same book, but I might say we gotta be on the same chapter. Chapters is filled with many pages. We ain't gotta be on the same page, but we at least gotta be in the same chapter, man. On the same chapter. We at least gotta be on chapter 5. You know what I'm saying, man? You gotta be very aligned. That's very important. That's very important as far as culture or mindset. I feel like that's very important. And what's crazy, every other ethnic group, that's how they are. Like, y'all got, listen, this got to be how it is. We the only ones that act like, you can't make people do this. You can't. It ain't about making people do anything, man. Alignment is powerful. It's better for us to be on the same vibe, have the same principles, than if we don't have them. It's power, it's strength in that. We the only ones that view that in the negative light. I ain't finna have nobody change me. It ain't about changing. It's about us being in alignment with one another, and we more powerful that way. If we standing on the same principles, man, it's hard. Listen, it's gonna be hard to defeat us, opposed to if we on two different principles trying to make it work. No, we less powerful that way. We less effective that way. If we stand on the same principles, we are more effective. We are way more effective if we stand on the same exact principles, especially if you bring children into the mix. Man, how the hell we finna raise children and we stand on two different principles? These children finna grow up more confused than they already gonna grow up. But if we stand on the same principles, it's that much easier. It makes raising a child that much easier, because now we telling them the same things. So they not confused. They ain't, my mom told me this, but then my dad told me this, I'm confused. No, mom and dad told you the same thing. There's no confusion. Daddy told you something, mama confirmed it. That child is no longer confused. My dad told me this and my mom's told me the same exact thing. How am I finna get confused? They gonna look at society like society is confused. I'm not. Hey, I read it in the book that said the first God that a child knows is the mother and the father, are the parents. So you guides to your children, man. So when you tell your children something, they gonna believe you over society. They gonna go back to school and say, well, my mama told me. That's what they gonna tell the teacher. They gonna look at the teacher like, nah, you lying because my mama told me. My daddy told me. So you wrong. Cause that's how them children, they look up to you like that, man. So when y'all are in agreement, they gonna look at society like, yeah, y'all all tripping. Cause my mama and daddy told me this. So I don't know what y'all doing, but my mom and daddy told me this. That's what I'm rolling with. So we got to understand that power. We got to understand that power. For some reason, we don't think that type of power exists, but it does. So, man, alignment is a very powerful thing. And I feel like, man, that's very, like, we should be, nutritionally speaking, we should be on the same vibe. You know, the things that we stand, like, our perspective towards wealth, like money, finances, whatever, that should be on the same vibe. Man, history speaking, like historically speaking, we should be on the same vibe. So we teaching the same history to the child. Man, come on. Like, all of that stuff is important. It's very important. Very important. Like, straight up. Like, straight up, man, that alignment is very, very important, man. I'm telling you, if y'all not in alignment, like, if y'all, hey, some people, like I said, outside of being on different chapters, man, some people don't be in the same book. Literally, y'all in relationships and y'all not even in the same book. That's like, come on, like, we go ahead and leave. I'm on this book, you in this book. That ain't gonna work. We at least gotta be in this same book. Then once we get in the same book, let's go to this same chapter. And now, okay, let's work from there. But nah, people be in different books and think that's gonna work. And then when they be in different books, the books don't even be in the same genre. They be in two totally different books, two totally different genres, and think this gonna work out. You know, I'm out here, the book I'm in health and fitness, and then you in the book, you in the book that's talking about religion or something. Man, this ain't got nothing to do with each other, man. How that's gonna work out? Two totally different books, two totally different genres, and we think something like that gonna work. And then be surprised when it doesn't. Nah, man, we gotta have we gotta have a solid foundation. Let's get in the same genre. Then let's read the same book and let's get in the same chapter. And look how powerful we gonna be when we do that. Like, straight up. Life could be real simple, man. Life could be so simple. We just make it real complicated. Humans tend to make life real complicated, and life could be so simple. Could be so simple, man. We must complicate life though, man. But it could be so simple, man. We gotta complicate it. Y'all know how we tend to do it. We got to make things a lot more complicated than they actually are, man. Life itself is so simple. Life is really simple, man. It's really so simple. You just allow it to be what it is, which is simple. But we just gotta add that complexity to it, man. Just let life be simple, man. Let life flow. Like, come on, man. Just let life flow, man. Stop making this thing complicated, man. You got that gut, you know what I'm saying? You got that mind. You know what's feeling right. You know what's feeling wrong. Roll with it, man. Roll with what's feeling right, man. Roll with it. You know deep down in your gut that don't feel right. You know deep down in your gut that does feel right. Roll with it. Like, yeah, I don't feel right about it. All right, I ain't doing it. Yeah, I feel right about it. Let's go. What's the worst that can happen? Oh, I can fail, but I ain't really fail because I extracted a lesson from it. So that's the worst thing that happened. So just roll with it, man. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be afraid to do something that is out of the ordinary. Don't be afraid, man. Don't be afraid to be bold out here. Don't be afraid, man. Just do it. Just roll with it. Again, what's the worst that can happen? That's the question of the day. What's the worst that can happen? With anything you got going in life, ask yourself, or anything that you are pondering, pursuing, think about that. Just ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? If you got anything that you're thinking about doing with your life or in your life, ask yourself that question towards it. What's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? The question of the day. Ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? Again, you got anything, you got any endeavor that you striving to pursue in life, what's the worst that can happen if you pursue it? I'm telling you, once you ask yourself that, you're going to realize that you overthinking. It ain't as bad. Go ahead and make it happen. Go ahead and put this into motion. Put it into motion ASAP. If you got to learn, just learn. Antoinette Peace Queen, what's happening? Andrew Peace, what's happening? Doreen, for sure. It's just like unlearning, relearning, things like that. You gotta do that. You know, you gotta tap in to your upbringing. If it was dysfunctional, and now you have acknowledged that it was dysfunctional, then you gotta say, all right, this is what made it dysfunctional, and you say, all right, cool. Let me go ahead and not do this and not do that. Learn from that. Jason, you say the worst that can happen is people might judge. That don't sound too bad to me, because they gonna judge anyway. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the worst that can happen, then that's cool with me. They gonna judge either way it go. Either way, whichever way your life unfolds, people gonna judge anyway. So if that's the worst that can happen, then that's just, hey, that's fine with me. Hell, if that's the worst that can happen, that's, man, sign me up for that. If the worst that can happen is people might judge me, I'm doing it ASAP. Whatever it was that I was thinking about doing, if that's what I came up with, oh, that's worst that can happen is that I'm gonna get judged by my actions, by my decisions. Oh, I'm pursuing it in 20 seconds. I'm putting that plan into motion instantly. Because I ain't worried about that. They gonna judge me anyway. They gonna judge me anyway. So we good. Boy, if that's all I gotta worry about is getting judged, life is good. You know, Nas dropped the album. Very slept on album. Life is good. Man, take the title of that album and apply that to your life. Keep telling yourself that. That's your affirmation. Life is good. Life is good, man. Shout out to Nas for that, man. Life is good. Cause it is, man. Life is good, man. Life is good. Like, yeah, it's a bunch of wickedness going on right now, man. But life is good though, man. We got perspective, man. We can shift the reality, man, by shifting some thoughts around. So life is good, man. Life is good if you allow it to be. Some of us ain't allowing it to be good to us, but man, life is good if you allow it to be. If you don't allow it to be, then life can tear you up. But life is good if you allow it, man. Just allow life to be good, man. Give it a chance, man. Give life a chance to be good to you, man, and just see what happens. Give life a chance to be good, man. But with that, I gotta make my moves, man. I gotta go ahead and head back up to this gym for the evening, man. Finish these clients off, man. So I appreciate y'all tapping in. Appreciate the cash apps, all the love, all the comments, all the bills, all the add-ons and whatnot. So shout out to all the brothers, shout out to all the sisters, shout out to all my good people that's tapped into this stream, man. I'm gonna let y'all go and enjoy the rest of y'all Friday. I may tap in with y'all tomorrow because I'm definitely not going to be able to tap in Sunday. Like I said, I got this event where we're going to be building with the youth, so I got to tap into that on Sunday. So I may try to tap in tomorrow. If not, man, I'm gonna drop some uploads for y'all, man. Keep everything right and exact and righteous with this energy, man. So I appreciate y'all. As Styles, peace, say love is love. Hey, y'all enjoy the rest of this Friday. I'm out.